So thank you very much. I think first I would like to condole on Mzee here. I know we have been with him here yesterday, and today is when we managed to do the postmortem. And I think it was quite tough to be able to do this postmortem, what happened yesterday. And also for the families, I was really touched by what has happened to the family. I know it's not easy if you leave somebody at that age. First, second, I'd like to apologize. I think yesterday with Mzee here, traveling 200 kilometers from home, he was here with us the whole day. We were to do the postmortem yesterday, but the postmortem was delayed and delayed and delayed. Even today, the postmortem was delayed. I think that is something which cannot pass without being talked about because I think the postmortem was delayed and we didn't understand exactly why the postmortem was delayed because it was so tough. And also, I just consider the number of hours we wasted here. I think the lawyer was here, was calling me from 8, and I'd like to thank you for what you've been doing since morning till yesterday, and actually commitment and dedication you had to this family because you spent time here from 8, and the advocates were living here at least by 7 yesterday. Being here with the family and all the condolences and the comrades. I think last evening we had sort of something which the comrades or the friends of Albert wanted. And that's why sometimes it's not very good because it is not the lack of doctors we have in this country, it's not the lack of forensic pathology of this country, it's actually the commitment for the doctors. Because I think today it was so sad when I came, the postmortem was postponed again, we do it tomorrow. It was so sad. But we struggled and I thank God that we have done it today. Something is my name is Dr. Geoffrey Mutuma. I was the chief government. Stopped when somebody said that actually postmortem is not an urgent matter. It was very disturbing because I think from there, and anybody who has lost his family member, anybody who actually has lost a child at that age, he wants that report to be done yesterday because for him it's emergency. So I apologize again, and wanting to do in future is actually to make sure that actually the postmortem are done as fast as possible so that you release the family, you release the press. I know people of the press yesterday spent the whole day here waiting for the report, and they went up with nothing. That's a lot of time wasted, and that it did not any explanation. And that's why I demand the Minister of Health to explain to us why was that delay? Was there need for that delay? And was there need for that delay which happened even today when we were here by 8 and we started the person by 10? That's not fair for all of us. As I finish, Albert, we did the postmortem. We have 5 pathologists. We all agreed on the outcome of that postmortem. We checked all over his body. We checked his skin. It was quite okay, but there were a lot of injuries. When we went deep the skin, there were a lot of injuries in the skin. Actually, the skin, the injuries were almost everywhere in the body. There were injuries in the neck. There were injuries in the back. In fact, the injuries were the back were very bad because when we examined inside, we found that actually the injuries were very serious and very deep and inflicted with a lot of force because there was bleeding inside the skin, which we could not see. And then the thing is that actually Albert had no disease at all because we checked each and every organ. He had no disease at all. And then when we checked where we found a lot of his injuries, they were around the head. The whole head was full of blood. The whole head. On top of the head, we normally call it scalp, it was full of blood. And then when we checked inside, that blood went inside his brain. So the cause of death of Albert is because of head injury caused by blunt trauma, and he had signs of neck compression, apart from the multiple injuries which were all over the body. So I think from there, I think very important is that I will be able to write a report which will be very detailed for the lawyer. As our the major important thing for us pathologists, we write the report to the lawyer. Of course, there's a report for the police which will be we will cite all of us. That is a report which is for the police, and the police will be able to use it later in in prosecution. But us, as me, as a pathologist, have a commitment to write a report to the family through the lawyers so that they can be able to interrogate the report and they will be able to present it in court. When I'm supposed to come to court, I'll come there and give the evidence still using the same report which I'll be able to give to the lawyers of the family. This report it will not take a long time, but I need to add each and every aspect which we found. It will be documented and in details. Now we have already taken some specimens for toxicology. They are not that very important, but we need to check if there's anything which happened to Albert. But we
that indeed the autopsy has been conducted today, finally, on the body of the late. And speaking on behalf of the family, as the family lawyer, the family agrees with the results that has been shared already. There was a battery of 5 doctors who participated in this exercise. And the family agrees with the results because the results vindicates what we suspected all along, that the injuries that caused the death of our friend were not self-inflicted. As the doctors will explain to you later, you will note that some of those injuries could not have been self-inflicted. Initially, when the death of our friend was first announced, there were reports that he suffered self-inflicted injuries and succumbed as a result of what we were being made to believe was suicide. But the results of the autopsy that has been conducted this afternoon show that the injuries that led to the death of our friend could not have been inflicted by self upon himself. They were certainly inflicted by somebody, and that the question of who inflicted these injuries, the family begs to know who indeed inflicted these injuries on the body of their son to lead to him succumbing to such injuries. That will leave to the investigative agencies, the various bodies that carrying out investigations on this subject, and would be happy that the family is made to know who did this and for what purpose and to what end. I would like to leave it now because we were accompanied in the room by family doctor, Dr. Mutuma, who is best placed to give us details about the injuries that we saw. All of us were in that room for nearly 4 hours, and we saw what we saw. But with our lay eyes, we cannot say what those things that we saw meant. Therefore, kindly allow me to give the chance to the doctor to also speak briefly. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Wakili. I think first I'll. Oh. Media, we are beginning with the family lawyer, and then we shall take the witness. If you are ready, he can begin. Are you ready? Family lawyer, then we shall have the movement of this next phase. Let's just say. Let us not
Naomba songa nyuma. Naomba songa nyuma, tusonge nyuma. Songa chini table na tulete hapa mbele. Songa
beyond that table.
Want to bring this table? Songa kwa kiti.
You to my question. That's
So if you want unataka mic hapo ya. Basta hapa mic isipite hapa tafadhali.
Yeah, so listen, the order is the lawyer, then the family doctor.
Any other mic? Oh.
Sit here. Yes, that's okay. Okay. Are you ready?
Yeah.
You can begin.
Okay, thank you.